Welcome to Redtastic. Story 1. I am in such a mess. My ex 28 male and I 27 female separated a year ago because he said he couldn't see himself being a dad to our child, who is now 9 months old. When he found out about my pregnancy, he wanted me to terminate, but I chose to keep the baby. After we decided to go separate ways, he agreed to pay me a sum monthly. No, we did not go to court. But he hasn't been sticking to his promise, even though he's financially stable and works at his father's company. Recently, I ran into his uncle and ended up venting about the situation. I expressed my frustration about my ex not taking responsibility or providing any support for our child. His uncle seemed concerned and later told my ex's father about our conversation. Yesterday, my ex called me furious. He said that his father has decided to cut himself out of the family business and leave it to his younger brother, who is still 17. He blamed me and my child for this decision and went on a tirade about how we're the worst thing to ever happen in his life. I'm upset by his reaction. This is his child too, and you can't just ignore his responsibilities and expect his life to continue unaffected. However, I'm also surprised by his father's actions because he never accepted me or our child as part of the family. I didn't expect his father to take any action on our behalf. Now, my ex is blaming me for potentially ruining his career and inheritance. I didn't intend to cause problems within the family. I just wanted him to step up and support our child. But I believe he should face the consequences of neglecting his responsibilities. I'm just utterly baffled by what's happening. Thanks for reading. Edit. His father never accepted his relationship with me. He thought I was a gold digger since I came from a middle-class family. They come from generational wealth, which I was not aware of when I got involved with my ex. We were together for 3 years and were 3 months engaged when I found out I was pregnant. Everything just went to hell from there on. He was adamant about being a father. He wanted 3 children. That was before I became pregnant. He pestered me to terminate till I was 6 months along. When I didn't, he left. I felt like maybe he had some sort of a breakdown. I don't really know. Update. A lot of you asked why I didn't take my ex to court for child support, and I honestly didn't do it because I trusted him to step up and take responsibility. In hindsight, that may have been a mistake. Now there's a new development that's thrown me in for a loop. My ex's father called me and expressed a desire to meet with me and our child. He wants to see us, but I'm really unsure how to respond. My family is encouraging me to go and meet him. They think it could be a good opportunity for our child to connect with their grandfather and his side of the family, but I'm reluctant. He has never treated me warmly or accepted me as part of the family. I've always felt like an outsider in their eyes, and I'm worried that meeting him could lead to more hurt or confusion, and I especially do not want to anger my ex anymore. I'm also concerned about the intentions behind the meeting. Is this truly about wanting to know my child? Or is it something that could end up badly for us? What should I do? Should I agree to meet with him, or would it be better to decline the invitation? Final update. I decided to meet with my ex's father after all. He wanted me to come to his house. And when I got there, his 2 sisters and his younger son were also present. The whole thing was awkward, to say the least. My ex's father was pretty cold towards me, but he seemed very focused on my daughter. He tried to interact with her and held her a lot. She's his only grandchild after all. His sisters and younger son were warmer and tried to make small talk, asking about my whereabouts. My ex's father said that he planned to step in to help financially and support my daughter in place of his son, which caught me off guard. He said he wants to stay in touch and be involved, though it's hard to know how consistent he will be. I left after a while. It was a lot to take in. and I'm still not sure how genuine his intentions are. I want to believe he cares, but I'm also cautious because of our past history and how things have played out with my ex. Since the meeting, my ex has been blowing up my phone non-stop. He found out about the meeting and is furious. He accused me of going behind his back and trying to turn his family against him. He's also claiming that his father evicted him from his property, which may be related to the meeting or could be part of their ongoing family issues. I'm leaving him on red and not getting involved. I guess all I can do now is see if my ex's father follows through and stays true to his word. Thank you all for your advice and support throughout this. I'm glad you're finally getting the support that you need, OP. Even if it's not from your daughter's father, even if your ex's father isn't exactly warm, I'm still glad you're receiving support and they're accepting your daughter with open arms. That's way more than her dad actually did. Your ex is an asshole and he deserves his downfall. He said he was going to support you and he didn't, even though he had the resources and the money too. He didn't care about his child and he only contacted you when this issue made him lose his job. He deserves everything. I say continue ignoring him like you're doing. I hope his father really steps up to be a part of your daughter's life like he said he would. Story 2. Am I the a-hole for choosing my job over my sister? I'm currently in an apprentice training program that's somewhat intense. I have a certain number of hours I need to attend to graduate. And if I don't get enough hours, I don't pass and have to reapply to the program and repeat the whole year. I currently have 3 absences left for the rest of the year to cover sickness, emergencies, etc. My sister is getting married in a few months in another state. The wedding day they chose is a work day for me, and with travel, I would have to miss 3 days total. This would mean using up all my absences. If any time before December I get sick, the car won't start, etc., I get dropped from the program. I told my sister I'm sorry, but I won't be able to miss 3 days of work. I planned to send them a nice gift and visit them sometime after the wedding when I have time off. My family is very upset with me and say I'm being unfair because my sister traveled to attend my wedding last year. But mine was on a weekend and was much closer to her, so it didn't require entire days of traveling. I know her wedding is a once-in-a-lifetime event, and I'm sad to miss it. But repeating an entire year of school would be a major setback for me. Am I the a-hole for not going to the wedding? Edit. Just wanted to answer some common questions from the comments instead of replying to each individually. It is not possible to go to the wedding in 1 or 2 days. I'm not going to post exact locations, but I live across the country and the wedding is in a small town that there are no direct flights to, and only a few flights per day. The flights, layover, and driving to and from the airport is an entire day of travel. Paying for the flights is no issue for me, but the schedules make it not possible. I spoke with the director of the school about making an exception to the attendance policy, and they are not able to due to state laws. If they go against the laws, the entire school could lose their license. So obviously they're not willing to do that. The class schedule has been set with the trainers and other students for a year, and they are not able to offer makeup classes. About the finances, if I were to reapply to the apprenticeship, it would cost me about $2,000 in class and book fees, online classes, so I have to rebuy all the access codes, thanks textbook companies, and over $40,000 in lost income. You're not the a-hole, OP. Based on everything you've said, it really does seem like you can't afford to go to your sister's wedding. Her wedding is important and a one-time thing, but I feel like your family should have been aware of how you can't just take leaves by now, and they should have picked days that were suitable for those days. Have a conversation with your sister again about this and explain to her like you have here. I think she should understand your position, and if she doesn't, that's too bad. There is no way you can throw this much away for her wedding, and she honestly shouldn't ask you to. Now for some comments. Not the a-hole. My brother is getting married this month and I'm not going because I can't afford to miss work or travel the 15-hour drive for it. He's fine with it. My mom is fine with it. As adults, we have to make these kinds of choices. They should respect that you're doing the responsible thing. Not the a-hole. The first rule of planning a wedding is, number 1, try to make it reasonably accessible for the people you wish to attend. Number 2, don't be upset if anyone cannot attend. And geez, why the hell aren't they getting married on a weekend? I'm very upset that anyone in your family refuses to understand that you cannot miss 3 days for any reason. It's not like you don't want to go to the wedding. It's that you absolutely cannot. No a-holes here. I'm guessing a lot of people replying here don't understand apprenticeships or realize that you're in school. You're not asking your boss, you'd be asking the government. They don't care about your sister's wedding. Talk to your sister. Tell her how sad you are to miss a wedding, but that you don't have much of a choice. And do the thing someone suggested about FaceTiming or a video toast. Even if it's just for her to see privately, or even just make a date with her to go watch a wedding video sometime. You can bring a mini wedding cake or something. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for not enjoying the movie and making my girlfriend mad? I live in an apartment with my girlfriend and my cousin. Everything is super nice. She spends this time at home bounding in the kitchen testing stuff, and me and my cousin, we play video games and such. What I want to say is that in the 3 weeks we have been here, we haven't had any kind of confrontation. That is, until yesterday. We mostly watch movies that my cousin and I choose because my girlfriend doesn't care, and she would rather spend time with us than dictate what kind of movie we're gonna watch. We show her stuff she ends up liking either way. At least when we do, she's interested and goes on her phone very little. But the problem comes when she chooses movies. Listen, I don't want to offend anyone, but in my opinion, her taste in movies is bland. She loves the friggin' Hunger Games series, and I know for a fact she has seen the first 2 movies at least 10 times each. She has never made me see them honestly. It doesn't interest me. There are similar movies that are better in my opinion, but she asked to see them the other day and we agreed. My cousin was super into it, but, well, I wasn't. And when we watched the second movie, the next day, after 20 minutes, I legit felt super bored and was on my phone the rest of the movie. To be fair, my girlfriend didn't say anything to me. Afterwards, she simply seemed bummed. Fast forward to yesterday, she is super into musicals, so she asked if we could see Mamma Mia. We said sure. Now, here is where I, or we, may have effed up. Okay, so I know that Mamma Mia was a movie she used to watch with her mom at least 3 times every summer. Her mother lives on another continent, so she put the movie in and she was super excited. But let's be honest, nobody watches that movie for the story. The songs are great because ABBA. But the story is so bad. My cousin and I were making jokes to pass the time better. They were stupid jokes pointing out inconsistencies or making fun of the characters. I thought it was no biggie because at the beginning my girlfriend was laughing, but soon she was simply looking straight to the screen and humming the lyrics. When we went to bed, she was very short with me, but I thought that it was because she was reading. Today I asked her if she was mad and she said kinda. I asked why and she said that she simply wished that I could put more effort in when watching something she likes, like she does with our movies. I don't know. I think that sometimes people don't enjoy movies and we have the right to make the best of the situation. Am I the a-hole? Edit. Guys, I get it. I'm the a-hole, but you need to stop reading more into stories than there is. I used the word dictate because I was paraphrasing her. She said she doesn't want to dictate what we watch. I'm not happy because she cooks for us. No, I'm happy that she now has time to try out new things as she wants to go to culinary school next fall. And she didn't have time to practice when we were all working. Calm yourselves. Now for some comments. You're the a-hole. Others have made lots of good points. I don't need to restate them, but an important FYI to you. Her mom lives on another continent. In Mamma Mia, there is a very sentimental scene between mom and daughter and how time drifts away. You were probably joking with your cousin at a very emotional time for her. It may seem trivial to you, but it's probably very important to her. You're the a-hole. So let me get this straight. She watches the movies you suggest and she does it without making fun of it or being derogatory of movies you enjoy. But you took something that means a lot to her and her mom, who she can't even see right now, and proceeds to mock it the entire time. You sound very up on yourself when comparing her tastes to yours. And you have no right to belittle the movies that she enjoys for entertainment. You're the a-hole. Sorry man, but your girlfriend sounds amazing if she actually watches the stuff you like and shows even the slightest amount of interest, whether genuine or not. I know plenty of girls who would bish and moan about the movie or just screw around on their phones the whole time. So you're kinda lucky. And then for you to not show her the same decency, that's low. Playing on your phone during Hunger Games was rude, but you constantly talking through and making fun of Mamma Mia was downright disrespectful. Sounds like she handled the situation like a champ too. Try to at least feign some interest in the stuff your girlfriend likes.